This is 199 Radio.
Wobbly wings still sticky with yolk and bits of shell. My bewildered little chicken head is ticking all pell-mell. I wandered into Disneyland, a chip still on my shoulder. Everyone said I was young, but I feel so much older, yeah. In isolation, maps are drawn on my reality, Magellan. I'm circumnavigating my mind, where all my thoughts are yelling. They clamor for attention, all my dreams and attitudes. Yeah, they control the ship I'm in. I'm warping in and out of moods. How are you? The sun's so bright on my baby eyes, I don't think I stand a chance. I thought life was a limousine, then it turned into an ambulance. My friends are all from coincidence, I met them by pure happenstance. I know I should hang out with them, but I can't stand accidents, no, no, no. I miss my oval world, where everything was safe and smooth, till I punched a hole through the sky. Everything was so cool, but now I'm dazzled by these wings that I can't control. Everyone said I was young, why do I feel so old? It's not fair, and now I'm all baby mad. I should thank you for having me, but it feels more like I've been had. I don't like it out here, no, I wanna go back inside, where everything is safe and warm, and where my sky is white.
Hello, hi. I am. Well, firstly, that was a song called "Egg" by Latch, who is the New York anti-folk superstar and a good friend of mine, and it's off of his album called "The Calm Before," which was produced in 2007. But I can you can look all that up on the internet. Anyway, I am Lottie, or Deprestable, from Avant-Hard Collective, and I'm here with my good friend.
Greetings. I am Ergo Fismus PLC, and
You're not going to give your real name.
Oh no, never.
No, never.
Never. Well, I did
That was my
already, and now
mistake,
people have to
doing
excavate a little bit. Yes, hello. We've been struggling with computer technological aberrations for about the
Windows update.
But no,
Everyone loves the Windows update.
it wasn't even Windows updates. My life is basically a string of Windows updates, but this was a repair your hard drive.
What are they? I'm not going to get into this too much because I find it really fascinating and sort of.
It could take up
inspires
the whole
vitriol in me,
time,
but
yeah.
it might go for hours and
Yeah.
hours of slagging off large tech companies. Dominic, oh sorry, I revealed your real name.
That's fine.
Ergo Fismus. Would you like to say a bit about who we are and why we're here? Why are any of us here? But
yes.
but
We
in the less abstract sense.
Yes, we collectively are the Avant-Hard Collective because, hey, it isn't the age of the individual artist anymore because there's too many people for that. So artists have to get together and form collectives to have any kind of impact anywhere. Not that we want to. I mean, we automatically have impact because we're just so deeply impactful. We tend to impact things everywhere we go, and so we're here to make some impact today, aren't we?
We are, yeah. We're very excited to be up here at 199 Radio at New River Studios, which is a wonderful sort of. I'd say it reminds me a lot of various venues that aren't in England and touring. So I'm very supportive of New River Studios.
Yes, it's nice to
Thank you
pretend
very
you're
much
still in Europe.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
nice. It's
Yes.
kind of like walking into sort of the ADM outside of Amsterdam or something.
Yes.
And we like ranting on about the collapse of neoliberalism and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the
that you love.
wonderful decline of capitalism that's occurring around.
Yeah,
our
are you
heads
having fun in the end times? How is your end timey time going?
And to what extent is your end time soundtracked by Sam Smith? This is the key question.
So we are hopefully going to be up here every few weeks to talk about I don't know, aesthetics and musicology and critical theory and all that stuff that is possibly vastly pretentious, but it's all kind of true, isn't it? But you never get funding.
None of it is pretentious in the end times, you know.
That's the thing, is I always get accused of being pretentious because of, I don't know, whatever, I'm a woman expressing opinions on the internet, or so I don't know, something like that. But and also, if you hadn't actually noticed from my very low voice, I'm actually female, which always surprises people in call centres, who call me sir, and then they get really upset after they've got it wrong. But usually, I find it very funny.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Just digressing through various layers.
I've kind of, as you know, I've kind of had Sam Smith on my.
Sam Smith
invading my brain for about the
Sam
last few
Smith.
hours.
Okay, well, I think it's important
we should
to talk about Sam Smith.
I think it's
because it's like
to talk about
it's what is kind of pushed as the pinnacle of supposed culture in this country is Sam Smith, the man with the most boring name ever.
Yeah, and that's not to say that everyone called Sam Smith is really boring. I'm sure there are
just this
probably
particular
some really erudite, interesting Sam Smiths knocking about. But
you would think they'd probably change the name.
Well, now they would, but they didn't. You know, they didn't know previously, so
they were going to be represented en masse by the most boring man.
Yeah, you have to emit no charm at all. And have very little personality, and then you know you will reach
new heights
the apex,
generic
you will
fillability,
you will reach
if that's a term even.
Yeah, you can even be the apex twin who I see on the wall behind us right there.
Oh, is there?
There's a poster for Mike and Rich,
nice.
expert knob twiddlers from back in the day.
Oh,
That's nice. When
Richard.
Lottie, I think you will agree with me. Back in the day, when people were trying with electronic music, when people were when people were going, oh, what's the actual meaning and function of electronic music? Oh, the meaning and function of electronic music is to try and do things that are more than a human pair of hands can accomplish, and to try and do things that a human brain couldn't imagine. But this, what's happened? When did IDM become EDM? This was like, I was off the internet for like 3 years, so I completely missed this transition. But from intelligent dance music to electronic dance music seems
Isn't
like
all dance music
electronic. Yeah, unless we're talking about dance music like a polka or a waltz or something. But I don't think Warp release any of that.
Yeah. So I think I kind of obviously got the spirit of 77 punk thing. What is it? What is it with GABA? Spirit of 2001-ish, circa early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
But on this subject, you have lots of on the Sam Smith and GABA subject, which obviously. I'm going to change now. Microphones, not clothing. On the Sam Smith and GABA subject, you have a wonderful new project incorporating both of these interests.
I do have
for the discerning
new
Sam Smith, most boring man in the world's fan, and the fan of I don't know, Venetian snares and so on.
Exactly, it's for everybody. You know, my whole my whole ethos is completely utopian, and everything I do as a service to everybody. You know, my work is for absolutely everyone. And lately, I've been because kind of sample culture fell a little bit kind of out of fashion, and I think actually the reason sample culture fell out of fashion is because all the big corporations were, you know, really knuckling down on all this copyright law algorithmic business, and at the same time culture was kind of, instead of culture going, oh yeah, we have the internet and access to all the information, but hey, you know what, you're right, you know, the person who made this song 50 years ago and is now dead, it's actually more important to protect their rights than it is to actually make a culture that moves forward through imitation and fragmentation and things. And so I had the idea that I wanted to take because also, like, I'm kind of old now, and I've got very deliberately out of touch with popular culture over the years, and now I decided that it's time for me to be young and hip and fresh again, and so I thought I would make some real fresh vibes out of Sam Smith and the pop music that exists today. So I've invented this kind of music, which is called, now that's what I call excessive entertainment, top 10 musica magica antifascisti. And the idea is that you take like only 2 or 3 sounds from whatever's in the top 10 at the moment, and then you build a new thing out of it, just to show all the crazy kids that you know, things that are transformed. If we live in a culture where things can be in a permanent state of transformation and permutation, then we could have a far more interesting world. And I apologize because it's also really awful music.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me in a lot of ways, but in a good way.
We should probably hear Sam Smith.
Yeah, then. I think Sam Smith is.
But it's not just Sam Smith. Lest we forget Calvin Harris.
It always has the producer credited as well.
Yeah.
In the same title. I've noticed that about pop music at the moment, is you have a producer. Is it usually the producer and then it's featuring the vocalist?
Yeah,
which is really strange, because that's a recent development, really, isn't it? So it was all David Guetta featuring probably Rita Ora or something. So anyway, you should give Sam Smith, the most boring man in the world,
if anyone doesn't know,
more airtime. I'm saying this for his own good.
Yeah, because like,
he could be interesting. He's got a good voice.
Yeah.
He could run away and go and make music with a bunch of poor people, which is essentially what the problem is it's industrial capitalist complex. Maybe you should just play it before I start ranting, which is...
No, I'd rather you ranted.
I want to listen to the horrible music. But it's lovely, horrible music. But yeah, anyway, this is...
The song is Promises by Sam Smith and Calvin Harris, which was number one for a long time. So, you know, if you don't... I mean, you probably don't know it because you're really super cool and you listen to this radio station. But I assure you, this was number one for a while. And
long time.
I was really surprised. It looked like it was giving Whitney Houston a run for her money, and that would be
which
unjust.
Was bad,
yeah,
not good.
Unjust. Yeah.
Yeah, very unjust. Anyway, yeah.
The point is, in the early days of the internet, everybody thought it was really exciting that we had the combination of, you know, all the information plus like non-linear sound editors and things like that, and people thought that we were going to have transformations and modifications to copyright law to sort of create a culture that was more reflective upon itself. But actually, the opposite happened. So the point of this music is that, you know, the idea that anything can be turned into completely anything else, and that, you know, the possibilities of art and music and film in the digital age are really infinite. But everybody is doing things in this standardized conventional way, which actually leads us on to probably a different subject than the one that we just said. But we should probably talk about the fact that you know, everybody is making things in this very standardized, conventional way. But the other day, what did we see?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
The Other Side of the Wind.
Oh, we did. I was going to talk about the Beastie Boys.
Oh.
And about Paul's Boutique, and the fact that I think the day before Adam Yauch died, he was or the week before, he was caught up in a copyright sort of court case with some people because of Paul's Boutique, which eventually got thrown out by the judge because the judge was said, well, it's using samples in a transformational way, and Paul's Boutique is obviously quite an important cultural artifact. But how depressing is that he was in court fighting copyright law just before he died? I think it's the day before or the week before he died. So that was, and he knew he was ill. And so that's what they had to go and do with their time. Yeah. It's like, which is,
Yeah.
is heartbreaking.
Yeah,
really.
and it's
The people taking that to court, what is the psychological disposition that they've got
only
in their
that
head
they
to try
want,
and critique?
Yeah, they
sort
want some money, don't they?
Paul's
usually?
critique, but
And,
it's awful. Isn't it?
the thing that's always perplexed me most about it is that always the people who sue for money when so-called intellectual property have been breached. The only people who sue for money is always people who are already
You've got
really,
loads
really
and
rich.
loads and loads of money. What do they spend? What do they need the money for? What are they spending the money on?
Aeroplanes.
More hats.
Yeah, they're on aeroplanes.
Blenders.
Yeah.
Smoothie makers. White goods.
Yeah.
A toaster with a smartphone embedded in it. What you were talking about Orson Welles, weren't you?
Yes, because this whole idea of not doing things in really sort of standardized, industrialized ways. Because also, like, I'm teaching students at the moment, and like, no one's ever told them that, you know, you have the option to not do things in an industrial way, that you have the option to not do things in a way that's, you know, designed to fit in with a brand or something like that. And, you know, like people who teach film and things, for example, uniformly everywhere now, whereas like something like film studies 20 years ago will have been kind of like heavily kind of theoretical and to do with, you know, the kind of possibilities of storytelling, how do we tell stories, etc., etc. Everything's fit into this very fixed kind of set of mechanisms, meaning that actually, you know, no one is kind of inventing art and new sort of perspectives on art and storytelling as they go along, but instead are doing things to fit into industrial models. And then the other day, we watched Orson Welles' new film, The Other Side of the Wind.
Yay, Orson.
Which does not fit into any industrial models, and is an entirely different way of telling stories.
Yeah. I find it bizarre that I haven't spoken to anyone about it apart from you, but I would have thought there would be a huge kind of press outreach.
Yeah, you've been
country.
reaching out.
I've been trying to
You've been
do my
reaching out to people all
Orson
over
Welles,
the place.
Outreach work.
Yeah,
which
and
you wouldn't. I don't know.
No one knows because they're
one's
watching
taking
all
the
the
bait.
other things on Netflix instead. They're watching Sabrina the Bloody Teenage Witch instead,
Which
aren't
is
they?
terrible.
Terrible.
And really disappointing.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably a slightly unpopular opinion amongst hardcore Sabrinites.
It doesn't matter. We're on super futurist avant-garde radio, so we're allowed to slate things on Netflix.
I was
without
very
repercussions.
disappointed. But this is the thing. Like I was about to start talking about Orson Welles, but then I found myself wanting to slag off the new adaptation of Sabrina more. So maybe everyone just hate stalks things nowadays. I think
Maybe,
that's a
but
big thing.
it's okay, but it's not so productive. It's
People watch the Kardashians because they want to hate stalk things.
Is that the only reason people watch the Kardashians?
I don't know. I don't want to start talking about that because it will go on for ages. But well, that's certainly why I was doing it. But yeah, the Orson Welles new old film is remarkable on so many different levels, and I can't really begin to.
It's still the future, which is really weird because it was made 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Shot 40 years ago at least.
It contains more ideas than the last sort of 20 years of Hollywood collectively.
So many ideas that your brain is just shattered by the end of it. Which is how things should be. No? Like, this is how things should be. Things should have lots of ideas in them because people have ideas. But I think that because of the systems that we have, you know, people limit their ideas because they think, oh, I'm not going to make any money out of that one.
It's not going to appeal to the audience.
The audience aren't going to like it.
That's why I hate stand-up. You need to appeal to a more mainstream audience demographic. I got told by the guy from the Village People that I needed to appeal to a more mainstream audience.
By the guy
demographic.
from the Village People?
Yeah.
Which one?
His name was Randy. I don't know who he was in the Village People.
You don't know whether he was which of the
I don't know.
characters?
I think he maybe joined later on, but he was judging some songwriting
like
thing.
late Village person.
Late Village People edition.
Yeah, I don't know their catalogue comprehensively.
No, I don't either.
Whether
really.
their late work is better than their earlier work or anything like that,
But,
or whether they made their own
again,
avant-garde.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, actually, if you look at the Village People, it's pretty avant-garde, really, isn't it? Mm.
Should we play another track?
Yeah. Shall we play? Because the last track that we heard is kind of. I got obsessed a few years back with Chicago Juke and footwork music, and in Japan they have also a great scene of footwork, which was spearheaded for the last few years of Satanic Porno Cult Shop, the great collage band. The main composer, Ogyoing, died a couple of months ago, and I've been in the process of putting together a compilation featuring lots of brilliant artists from all over the world, and this is going to come out soon. We're still just waiting on a few more tracks, but I thought it would be very nice to play a track by Ororins, who used to be Orionza and were close associates of Satanic Porno Cult Shop, and it is a gorgeous slice of Japanese juke. That was The Mighty Giant Pinky by Aurorins, which is from the forthcoming compilation in tribute to the sadly departed Ugyoing from Satanic Porno Cult Shop, who is a composer who, throughout the 2000s, when I was making a lot of electronic music, he was, and I've spoken with a lot of other composers about this through the process of putting together this compilation, but he was someone who, like, every single time they put out another record, it was something that made me think, I must try harder, because it's music that they made is of such complexity, but through the complexity, it's also very, very funny. It's intensely melodic. The structures are, it's sometimes the kind of music that makes your jaw drop, and when I discovered that he had died, it seemed, it's this thing of, we have a culture that is kind of navigated by, people deciding what gets covered and what's important, etc., etc. But I think this is a person whose work was, like, deeply, deeply important to a generation of composers, and also to, like, it's the kind of work that older composers would have heard that would have reformed the way that they were thinking. In the college that I teach in the other day, I was talking about originality and the need for, like, a new avant-garde, and I said, has anyone heard anything, like, in the last month, or seen anything or experienced anything that they would describe as original? And then this 16-year-old boy stuck his hand up and went, yeah, I heard this band called Satanic Porno Cult Shop.
Well, that's...
Yeah, so it's still, and again, it's like a lot of it is like 20 years old, but still, like, 16-year-olds hear it now and go, blimey, this is original. Yeah. This is striking. And at some point, our in the, probably a lot to do with the internet, but our culture's kind of stopped developing.
I think,
and we've.
Well, I mean, I don't know these guys at all. I only do through you. But everything I've heard I thought was brilliant. But I think maybe the problem with it is that the internet came out and it allowed you to sort of compartmentalize everything into. Well, the internet came out, that's a stupid way of putting it, but the internet got popular in terms of, and then you can compartmentalize everything in terms of genre. So then that means that people just don't have to pay attention to a lot of stuff. Yeah. But so for instance, so in the old days, sorry, we would have sort of on terrestrial TV, you would be forced to watch, like Film 4 would put on a season of kind of obscure Bollywood films from the 50s and stuff, and you'd end up sitting up and watching those and being introduced to all of this culture that you hadn't previously, there's no way that you, like, if you're not involved in some way, like, directly have a link to the culture, there would be no way of, for instance, me as an 11-year-old kid watching lots of sort of strange, obscure Bollywood films from the 50s. Like, there's no way that I'd be able to pick up on that.
Yeah, exactly. No way of
because I didn't have the internet
things
at the time and stuff like that. But now I think the choice destroys it, doesn't it? It's not actually a great thing. There's no unified kind of place that people can look up stuff, and so consequently, like, you've got all this choice with the internet and stuff, but I feel like now I'm probably I feel really sheltered because I don't really know where to look. I don't know where I'm supposed to find new stuff. I keep trying to find things, but sort of.
It's contrary to the early days of the internet, because the early days of the internet, like, it was the whole idea. Do you remember this website called Stumble Upon?
Yeah.
The whole idea of the early internet and the way people used it was, people would kind of explore it and look through it, and people would stumble upon things and find things that were interesting. So the early days of the internet was, to a large extent, people sort of going, oh, wow, we can get all this information.
Yeah, and it was very exciting. I remember I used to go into SoulSeek and talk to people who, I was quite into listening to a lot of sort of Mike Patton and all that kind of stuff when I was a teenager, growing up, and sort of weird metal and everything. And I'd write to people in California who would send me a tape of all of these recordings, these live recordings that I'd never heard before. But I can't imagine anyone even sort of really bothering with that. And also, where would you find it?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't happen
this was all
now.
through things like kind of Usenet and Soulseek and stuff like that. I mean, thankfully, you've still got websites like the Internet Archive and UbuWeb and the Free Music Archive.
Yeah, UbuWeb is a time capsule of the early internet.
Yeah.
It's just resiliently stayed where it was then, and in its format and things. The Free Music Archive has been an amazing thing.
Yeah.
The Internet Archive is still. It's kind of still existing, but I've noticed on the Internet Archive, it's really it's quite amazing, because it was initially started as like a similar sort of idea to something like Project Gutenberg or something like that, but it's really starting to get overrun with porn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really?
It's very strange, and also like people are using it to put. Because the whole idea is that it's like public domain and Creative Commons stuff, and people are using it to just upload sort of copyright material and things. So it kind of puts the whole dream in trouble slightly. But yeah. Shall we listen to one more song from the compilation in tribute to Satanic Porno Cult Shop? This is. Let me see. This is, I think, a gorgeous pop song. I don't know how the title is pronounced, because the title is in Japanese. But the artists who made this are called Coppen and COU, and I think it is a beautiful piece of pop music. And I'm sure you'll agree, because you listen to super futurist avant-garde radio stations, and so naturally you're going to like this.
Oh, it's the spinning wheel of death.
It's the spinning wheel of death. Wait.
Oh.
are you doing? You're prancing about, and your bloomers are showing. The ventriloquists giving away. And you've guzzled them all. Just look at your leer. Oh, look at your leer, Janice. There'll be no getting jiggy with Janice today. No chance she'll be having her way. No getting jiggy with Janice tonight. I have the impotence, and she looks such a fright. Oh, Janice, no, it's out of the question. There'll be no performing on this medication. I can't get it off.
You are listening to the sound of a gentleman called Pete Murphy.
Well, Edward.
Edward, yes, sorry, actually. You're listening to the sound of a gentleman called Edward, who is a good friend of a gentleman called Pete Murphy. Edward has put out a very nice record recently of his musical adventures. It's called the Edward Show Musics Album, and our personal highlight of it is probably
Song about Tesco.
yeah, Edward's.
And in a bit I'll read some of the Google reviews for Tesco, which my friend Phil Jarvis turned me on to.
That would be nice. That would be a nice.
I'll find some of these. We can maybe have a keyboard accompaniment.
Should we do some Google reviews?
But
after
I think this is the spirit of our era that we're currently inhabiting is writing local reviews about large multinational stores on Google Review or whatever it is. Actually, you can take photos and upload it to Google Maps, which is obviously
of your local supermarket.
Well, just of wherever you are, you can put a photo up onto Google.
Yeah.
So I think I'm surprised more people haven't played
done
about
it of
with this.
their
But I feel like singing songs about supermarkets is probably quite indicative of the current era that we're inhabiting culturally.
Yes, I think so. And Pete, or AKA Edward, is right on the money. His work is available at petemurphy.bandcamp.com. He is not the Pete Murphy from Bauhaus. I didn't even know the lead singer of Bauhaus was called Pete Murphy until Pete told me that he regularly receives emails asking him about Bauhaus records. So this is the lead singer of Bauhaus with the Tesco.
Ooh.
Why do they call it a supermarket? There's nothing super about it. They move all the things round and do a confusing. I think Mr. Tesco must find it amusing to bamboozle us old folks. They're constantly changing the layout. It's a bloody joke. Please, Mr. Tesco, I implore you in song, stop piddling about with the tea and the scones, the bread and the biscuits, the rum and blancmange, the dog food and Werther's. You must know it's wrong. The chopping and changing is driving me mental. It gives me a headache, makes me sentimental. about the good old days when all was well and the order of things didn't resemble hell. I can't find anything, 'cause they're constantly moving. My routine is buggered, and I'll bet they're all in the back laughing at us, dears. Yes, laughing at us. Oh, I don't like the Tesco. Let's go to Aldi's. Please, Mr. T, be the host with the mostest, or the pensioners will stand outside on a protest, shaking their sticks and burning their vests, padlocked and chained to your rubbish fence. They say that it's due to customer feedback, but I highly bloody doubt it. It's all about money, and it's about time that somebody shouts about it. Let's all shout about it. Let's go and complain, dears.
Over the volcano, a new planet appears, the star-crowned head, as it was foretold, and suddenly all our limitations seem more limited to the power of infinity.
Lo and behold, we spotted coming in, hurling towards us in the distance with the 6 moons. Bam, right in your face. And now, on the eve of December, the coming of the Sabbath, wham. System arrived. Wham. Bam. Right in your face. It clearly showed itself and its 6 moons in all its splendor. Wham. Bam. Right in your face. Wham. Bam. Right in your face. There appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, and his tail drew 1/3 of the stars, and did cast them to earth.
What circulates around one that is smaller than itself? As it does so, everything we knew was wrong, and this statement naturally is false.
And I told y'all, I will rain upon him and upon his band and upon many people that are with him an overflowing rain of great hailstones and fire and brimstone.
I have attempted to accept the situation with a stoic apathy. Wouldn't it be great if this were all to end? The beast is more like a mother, watching over, ready to birth us backwards into non-existence. And we never have been at all. And it didn't.
Substituted all my vegetables with garlic. I received a freehand email without Tesco's logos, etc. 1 hour before my delivery time, advising that my delivery was cancelled because they had none of the items I ordered in stock. None. Nothing. Please bear in mind that my previous order had substituted, in brackets, I'm vegan BTW, the bulk of my order, which was vegetables with garlic. I was so gobsmacked I returned my entire order. Poor driver, it wasn't his fault, but really, Tesco, you expected me to just eat garlic. Then to cap it off, I wasn't even refunded the full amount, and it took nearly an hour call to customer services to get a full refund. Unimpressed, Tesco. That's from user So Frustrating on Google Reviews.
They sound very frustrated, I think.
My friend Phil Jarvis, who plays in the sort of ambient, how would you describe it?
I think
ambient.
he once defined it as ambient.
Ambient Dada.
Yeah,
that was it.
Ambient Dada, that was it,
sort of comedy group called Consignia has turned me on to this idea of reading the reviews on Google Review for large multinationals such as Tesco. If you hadn't heard earlier, this is one of the main things that I'm interested in at the moment. It's that and the Amazon reviews section, a great sort of new literary area. I think
they're very exciting.
Particularly Bic pens for girls. If you can go to the Amazon reviews page for that, it's a wonderful.
The Amazon reviews that I most enjoyed, and I found it in a very surprising place. If you find Amazon reviews for recordings of Wagner, then then there is a state of perpetual war going on in there, about whether Boehm's interpretation was better, and this, that, and the other, and it's like it feels like the Battle of the Somme inside an Amazon Wagner opera.
All from
review.
Wagner enthusiasts.
Yeah, all from Wagner enthusiasts. Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. It's a scary world out there.
Well, Wagner's pretty terrifying.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But if you caught him in a good mood,
he's never in a good mood.
He could be civil.
No, I don't think. Not many people know about the story of Wagner spreading a vicious rumor about the composer Brahms around the whatever community they were inhabiting at the time. That Brahms liked to kill domesticated cats from his balcony, and I think I was reading a thing about how Wagner apparently used to turn up to parties, and everyone was just like, What is wrong? What's your problem? Because he was a horrible bloke.
If Brahms did really kill domestic cats from his balcony, I would like to think that's what he wrote the famous lullaby for every time he slaughtered a cat. He listened to.
But it's a very specific rumour to spread about, isn't it?
It's a sign of imagination from Wagner, or veracity. Maybe Brahms was a.
I don't think so.
Of cats.
It doesn't come across in his music.
Get it from the music, do you?
No, it comes across more in Wagner's music.
Yeah,
really.
you could have Wagner down as a cat killer, couldn't you? But yeah,
for sure.
Maybe it was just projection, and Wagner was actually a cat killer.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think we probably cracked that.
But I like this idea that during the Romantic period, you've still got people spreading vicious rumours about the community.
Oh yeah. All that romance was purely surface.
Yeah. The Romantic period doesn't seem particularly pleasant.
It wasn't very romantic. I mean, if you look at a picture of Berlioz, he doesn't look like a particularly romantic gent. He looks more like a sort of melancholy, empty paper bag of regret or something. And hey, this is niche comedy. We're doing comedy about classical composers.
Yeah,
so it's
Take
all
My
right.
Bag of Regret is
Yeah.
the name of my new hardcore band.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Well,
More music,
yes,
or
we
what
should explain what the
yeah.
previous piece of music that you so beautifully read the Tesco reviews over the top of was.
It is a track from a show called Nibiru, which you can explain.
Nibiru is our production of a kind of not a celebration of the end of the world, but a kind of celebration of certain bits of the end of the world. Because like when the world ends and when the disaster happens, we all know, much as we try to be nice and much as we try to be polite, we all know that there's certain people who it would be better, if they could just go away somewhere else. So Nibiru,
like all the people who run the 100 or so multinationals that are responsible for climate change.
Yeah, exactly, and every estate agent, for example. And so Nibiru is kind of an on-stage ritual, electronic techno oratorio about the end of the world. And Edward is in it, who we played just before. Pete Murphy, as Edward, is performing in it. That was the segue of subject. And but also we have such an absolutely stellar cast for this production, and you could also be part of it because we want more. This is all the most true super duper new art has to be outreach now, because hey, it's not the age of the individual artist, it's the age of group action. So this is a call out that if you would like to be in a production of a sort of anti-pantomime techno apocalypse at Hackney Baths on December the 15th, doesn't need a lot of rehearsal or anything, it's kind of freeform in ways, then do get in touch with us. Also in the cast are the aforementioned Edward, also Consignia, the ambient aforementioned Dada. We also have Jos Norris as Mr. Fruit Salad. We have Narin Oz. We have Elvis Herod, and our whole collective, which is David Landau, Anne Jameson, Tallulah Robertson, Katarina Robertson, Niana Dickinson, a whole bevy of marvelous people. And we also have in the cast the rather wonderful pop band come refugee smuggling organisation Goody Pal and Pals, who are going to come along and join us in the anti-panto techno apocalypse. And wouldn't you like to be part of that too? You know that you are always trying to have fun. Why not just bite the bullet and have some actual fun and come and join us?
We're going to play Los Gabba in the after party, which everyone loves that. Everyone loves Gabba, spirit of 2001-ish. Gabba, yeah. Also, all the money for it goes to Goody Pal and Pal's refugee help organisation. So all of it goes towards helping people because of things that this country have done.
Yes, and it's pay what you want. December the 15th. It will be the most marvellous night of avant-garde entertainment happening in the world on that evening, of which I have absolutely no doubt. And yeah, come and see it, or also come and be in it.
And also, then you have a way of talking to the conspiracy theorists about how you're fully on board with the Nibiru concept without actually being on board with the Nibiru concept.
Exactly. So we're enabling people to integrate more
without
with their fellow men,
having to talk to each other,
without agreeing. Yeah.
Should we play some more tracks from
Yeah,
Nibiru? Let's
play another track from Nibiru. This is the concept album version of Nibiru, which was the first version. The performance itself, featuring as it does around sort of 20 people running and screaming about the stage.
Richard Branson gets sacrificially, ritualistically sacrificed at the end.
Yeah, well,
except this time it's not. It's Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg is going to be ritually sacrificed. We have already killed
a lot of
Richard
tap
Branson.
dancing
Yeah.
and stuff.
We're going to kill Mark Zuckerberg this time.
Elon Musk's in it.
Yeah, we're not going to kill Elon Musk. We're
He
just
has
going to
a-
watch him suffer a bit.
But yeah, well, he's having his big
He's having a hard time.
nihilistic
Yeah.
breakdown,
Yeah.
isn't he?
So we're just going to kind of... we're just going to prod Elon a little bit. But Zuckerberg is for the chop.
Yeah, totally. I have no
Gone.
sympathy for him
Gone.
at all. He really
Yeah.
has to struggle to keep his human suit on.
He does. But also,
staring
like, this
with his
death of him...
stare into the camera.
Yeah, it will not be horrible. It will make you feel beautiful. It's a big ritualistic, joyous celebration of the end of capitalism, told as a giant techno panto. And I just reached the end of that sentence.
That's the end,
before
yeah. Should be on the next track.
Yeah, let's hear Act 2 of Nibiru, which is called Sentire Bonum de Te Ipso.
It's doing the spinning wheel of death again. Do
Oh,
I just press
excellent.
it?
Just
or-
press it.
We're talking about Windows Update,
We
in
hope
case you
for the
haven't,
best, yeah.
hadn't realised. Windows Update, everyone's favourite thing. Windows Update. La 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 la.
I have 4 children and they are all terrible. Edie, 6, is a waste of space, constantly complaining. Never content. Sometimes hits herself in the face. John, 9, is a robust boy, likes badminton, and gets sometimes overexcited about badminton. Silly twat. Simon, 12, is hopeless, real mummy's boy, still pisses the bed when he should be wet dreaming. Lord Minilla, 16, is long dead. I have attempted to deal with the situation with a deeply human resilience, the capacity to thrive under dire circumstances. I'm attempting to be my own personal hero, though everyone wilts around me like wet socks. Little pussies. I am attempting to keep karma carrion away from my rotting corpse and shed the light like a Lucifer unto the darkened faces of my shivering siblings. Then, naturally, I shall be all right.
and that was the song Cress by No Cars, who are great. Sorry, I'm not a very good music reviewer. I just say, yeah, it's really good. Or
That's all any of them do. All you've got to do to get on the BBC is just speak a little bit more like this, and then in a matter of time you'll be on there. So just say the same thing. That was Cress by No Cars, and then BBC tomorrow. I promise you. Yeah, they'll be knocking on my door now, obviously, but I'll just pass them on.
laryngitis.
Yeah.
And then before that, this was one of
that was
Nibiru.
Yes, that was one of the horrible songs from Nibiru, which we invite you to come and be involved in, because it will be nice.
Fun.
It is one of a myriad activities that Avant-Hard Collective do in the doomed city of London.
Why am I laughing?
I don't know. It's sad.
terrible.
It's sad, but hey, more venues keep closing.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But I am not really I'm a relatively new Londonist, whereas Lottie, on the other hand, for a long time
Lived in the same
place.
100 yards.
has been presenting all your most deluxe underground entertainments in London since 2011.
To be fair, I did have a we can call it a sabbatical if you want, that lasted a couple of years in the middle of the period of 2011 to 2018.
Yes, but all this
just
time
made no qualms by it.
No, and all that time you were still thinking,
Breakdown.
what brilliant avant-garde entertainment am I going to
stuff
program?
in other places, but anyway, I've been running a residency at the Others Bar in Stoke Newington, which is 6 to 8 Manor Road, N16 5SA, for quite a while now. We started in 2011, and then I stopped because I was poor or ill or some life disaster, which keeps going. But now I'm better at time management, so we've been back really strong for the last couple of years.
Do you have any flyers with the long list of names?
I do. I can give you a flyer over the radio.
Yeah, I think we should give them a flyer over the radio.
I'll make you a cup of tea and pour it down the microphone as well.
But the list of people who played this night is supremely impressive, and is perpetually being added to.
You're allowed to call yourself a curator now, aren't
Yes.
you? I'm a curator. Well, I don't know. My eyesight's not good enough.
Okay. So this is. I might not do the whole thing, but we'll do some of the list of names who played at Depressival Presents. Laminate Everything, Bob Drake, Kavas Sarabi, Kazumi Taguchi, Bing Selfish and the Windsors, No Cars, Apocalypse Jazz Unit, Consignia, Erin Kane Tash, Sanchin Sisters, Edward Shipsey, Richard Branson, Opera, Ray Hogan, The Exclusion Zones, Jos Norris, Neil Young, Nari Oz, Lydia Beardmore, Yooka-Laylee, Matt Cargill, Greater Pistis, Chechi, Henry Raby, Paul Montague, Victor Petraskin, IG Vitzelsus, John Victon, Hot Charity, Live, Eraserhead Soundtrack, Bread and Circus, Try Happy, Julie Hills, Psy Patterns, Gilbert Variations, Black Shape, Rick Jensen, Pack of Wolves, Orchestra Play Cough by Black Eyes, Bekachi, Bentage, Tom Ward, Duncan Reiki, The Wolves Orchestra Play Cough, The Unusable Pornography of the Dead, Adam Gabriel Mercer, Sam Nicoresti, Tom Burgess, Christian Brighty, Perky, Carl Fogarday, Oliver John Ward, Buckfast Lee, Community Pantomime, Beige Horror Film, Takaru Brady, Extradition Order, Stu Crane, Nathan Kidd, The Intolerable Kid, Yashka Thor, Cecil Grace Jean, I might as well do the whole thing, Georgie Morell, Yes FX, Scott Barnett, Panilla Holland, Helen Duff, popular non-religious cult leader Alan Mann, Tyrell Ingleton, Ergofis Mrs. Gala, A Puppet Opera, Jen Carnevale, Nick Sun, Adam Larter, Bob Slayer, Susanna Katz, Lauren Marden, Nat the Hammer, Tim Loud, Stephen Purbeck Howarth, Ed O'Meara, Adam Donan, Ben Socrates, Howell James, Pencil Salesman, Vic Lambrusco, Imthia Khan, Michael Capco, Vox Wonder Voice Activated Drawing Machine, Lauren Levites, Emma Dennis, Julia Sutherland, Amy Fox, Zachary Stevenson, Diana DeCabarrus, Candy Thief, Joe Gardner, Holly Partridge, Gregory Ackerman, Tony Mortimer, Tim Hullhouse, Cold Light Crew, Spawn of Skronk, DJ Drutt, Mario de Agostino, Joe Davies, Mutana Survivor, Jonathan Marley Clark, Ben London, Ali Bryce, Ella Prendergast Davies, Mutana Survivor, Ella Prendergast, Lonesome Cowboys from Hell, Alexander Bennett, Paul, Wadey Model Aircraft Museum, Jack Wiseman, Wiseman, Alwyn Solansky, Socrates, LaFunk Badger, Mark Dean Quinn, The Ruby Kid, Us in Space, Scott McMahon, The Choo Choo Trains, Abby Makes Music, Ben London, Joel Saracula, Damien Black, Iraq Out Loud documentary, Deprestival, and The Guy from the Kebab Shop.
I want your soul. Right, that's the end of that then. Yeah, come along. It's really good. You should. It's good, isn't it?
Did we say when it was?
No, we didn't actually, which isn't very helpful. Is it? It is the second Wednesday of every month. So the next one is coming up on the 14th of November.
And who is performing?
Who is performing is lots of people I can't remember the names of, who have pseudonyms, but I know their actual names.
Yes, people with
Phil
complex
Jarvis is
pseudonyms.
playing, his mate is playing, there's a guy called Ian Lane who's a stand-up comedian who does stuff about, I think his latest show is about lots of interesting stuff about the human body and how we're all walking around as a big bag of disgusting bodily blood things. I can't carry on this sentence because it's just going to be horrible. But he's very good. And then who else is playing? Can't remember. That's terrible. But it's always good. It's always good. Like there's a lot of films about guinea fowl and all that kind of stuff that you never knew you wanted to know about, but you actually really do. Want to know about.
If you want to see the super new stuff that you're not going to see on Amazon or
platform
whatever, then come to Deprestival Presents the second Wednesday of every month at the Others Bar, 6 to 8 Manor Road. Is that right?
Yep.
Stoke Newington.
N165SA.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other great events at the Others Bar as well. Every week, pretty much. There's at least 3 or 4, I think. And it's one of the few independent venues that's left. There's not many left, so it's important to support these venues, I think, because I heard that another London venue closed down today, but I wasn't entirely sure which one, so I don't want to. It might be wrong, but yes, it's sad times for anyone who isn't a property developer.
Yes. But it's okay because everything is going to be changing so irrevocably, and we'll be able to create wonderful new platforms and wonderful new ways of doing
Hopefully,
things.
not social platforms.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
No.
away from the internet.
Yeah,
We're
it's
going to go back to
be
a
away from the
pre-internet.
internet. All the cool kids, everyone who is remotely cool is going to have nothing to do with the internet. It will be like trying to say you were really, really cool in the 80s, but you sat and watched loads of telly. Do you remember in the 80s, everyone was like, "Oh no, I don't have a telly."
That's
And in the 90s,
continued though, hasn't
but yeah,
it?
that's
People don't
continued.
really like
People
television
are still like that. But no, but you know, the internet enabled loads of people to go, "Hey, yeah, I don't have TV," but they have TV.
So
on
we
the
need
internet,
to find something else that's the antithesis to the internet. So I vote my stone masonry platform, like carving. My stone tablet carving business.
That sounds.
Which I think we need to go. It's the opposite of futuristic.
No, but it's the I've been dealing with this a lot in the teaching I've been doing. This thing about original also meaning going back to the origin.
I think we need to go
to the beginning.
back pre.
We
paper.
Need to, I think so.
Or just at least go back to fax machines.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice, wouldn't it? But it's nice to think that the new avant-garde will be stone. Based.
Tablets,
anyway,
chisels.
Yeah.
I'm only saying this because I'm quite biased because I know how to whittle and I can't get employed by anyone despite knowing how to make fire.
You can't
from
whittle
nothing
on the internet,
and to
can
whittle.
You?
I know how to.
In the digital world, what are all the whittlers doing?
Crying into their.
Not a lot of whittling.
3.5-inch
They're
floppy
not
disk.
doing a lot of whittling. They're just looking at YouTube videos of other people whittling, thinking, "I wish I could do that."
Shall we play another song?
Yes, we could play another song.
What would you like to play? I feel like we should talk more about Nibiru because we didn't really discuss that. We did, but I really want people to be involved.
I would like some more people to come.
Nibiru.
The idea is that it's like a theatre piece and it's also a party. So the people who are on the stage are also having a party as well as the people who are watching it.
It will be fun.
It will be
I'm
fun.
allowed to say that.
It will be
because
the fun.
I'm usually really miserable. So if it's fun and I'm endorsing it, that must mean for people who aren't really miserable all the time, it's extra double fun.
Yeah, that's it. Extra double fun.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the time for extra double fun. But speaking of extra double fun, shall I tell everybody all about semantic poetry?
Oh, that was what we were going to do.
Because that is extra double fun, isn't it?
Yes.
Semantic poetry is extra double fun. It is a notion invented by the Polish artist Stefan Temerson, who had the idea that poetry had become inept and useless, and the only way to kind of reinvent and move poetry forward. His idea was that we would read poetry horizontally instead of vertically. And so the idea of semantic poetry is you take a poem, say, I wandered lonely as a cloud. You take the I, and then instead of writing down the word wandered, you look up the dictionary definition of wandered, and so you put this, I wandered, and the dictionary definition as a, and then cloud, you would take the dictionary definition of cloud, and so you come out with a completely different work of art. You come out with a new poem that is actually, according to Temerson, at least getting closer to the essence and the true actual meaning of the work. So the whole idea is to read language by its meaning rather than its sound, horizontally rather than vertically. And since I'm I get a lot of emails, usually late at night, from Ed Sheeran asking me kind of tips and advice and things like that. And this was made for him. To kind of try, because Ed at the moment is, he's happy with his career where it's gone. He's happy with the money that he's made, but he's wanting to just be a bit more kind of super futurist. He wants to speak for the future generation, not just the current generation. And so I made this as a present for Ed. I sent it by email to him last night, and he hasn't responded yet, but it could reflect interestingly on his future work. This is a semantic poetry version of The Shape of You.
Would you like me to?
By Ed Sheeran, yes please.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
Yes. It is called the quality of a distinct object or body in having an external surface or outline of specific form or figure of you. The building or rooms occupied by a group organised for a special... I'm going to start again. The building or rooms occupied by a group organised for a social purpose is not the most efficient manner, mode or fashion to come upon by chance to meet with a person to have a sexual or romantic relationship with. Consequently, the place where liquor is sold to be consumed on the premises is where I move or proceed. Me and my persons attached to me by feelings of affection or personal regard at the furniture consisting of a flat slab-like top supported on one or more legs or other supports, consuming small quantities of strong liquor. Indulging excessively in alcohol, rapidly afterwards we participate in conversation, moving or proceeding with little or less than usual speed or velocity. Approach or move towards me and begin or set out an informal interchange of thoughts, information, etc. by spoken words with me. And place obligation or responsibility in me, I'll present voluntarily and without expecting compensation a chance at this time or juncture in some period under consideration or in some course of proceedings described. Get into hold or into your possession the terminal prehensile part of the upper limb consisting of the wrist, metacarpal area, fingers and thumb. Cease from, leave off or discontinue. Put the Northern Irish singer-songwriter Sir George Ivan Morrison OBE, born 31st of August 1945, on the coin-operated phonograph, typically in a gaudy illuminated cabinet having a variety of records that can be selected by push button. And next, in order of time, we begin or set out, as on a journey or activity, to move our feet and bodies bodies rhythmically in a pattern of steps, and I produce words or sounds in succession with the musical modulations of the voice of the same form, appearance, kind, or character. I'm in a state of profoundly tender, passionate affection with the quality of a distinct object or body in having an external surface or outline of specific form or figure of you. We press upon or against a thing with force in order to move it away and draw or hold towards oneself or itself in a particular direction or into a particular position, like a body as a piece of iron or steel that possesses the property of attracting certain substances do. Although my hollow pump-like organ of blood circulation, composed mainly of rhythmically contractile smooth muscle located in the chest between the lungs and slightly to the left and consisting of 4 chambers, a right atrium that receives blood returning from the body via the superior and inferior vena cava, a right ventricle that pumps the blood through the pulmonary artery to the lungs for oxygenation, a left atrium that receives the oxygenated blood via the pulmonary veins and passes it through the mitral valve, and a left ventricle that pumps the oxygenated blood via the aorta throughout the body, is dropping or descending under the force of gravity, adds to a lower place through loss or lack of support too. I'm attached by feelings of affection or personal regard with your physical structure and material substance. And at the last period of darkness between sunset and sunrise, you were in the portion of space within a building or other structure that belonged to me. And at this time or juncture, my large rectangular piece of cotton, linen, or other material used as an article of bedding, commonly spread in pairs so that one is immediately above and the other immediately below the sleeper of the piece of furniture upon which or within which a person sleeps, rests, or stays when not well, emits an odour or scent of a specific kind that is identifiable as you. Every interval of light between 2 successive nights, seeing, getting knowledge of, learning, finding out something of a kind now existing or appearing for the first time. I'm attached by feelings of affection or personal regard with your physical structure and material substance.
Was that just the first verse then?
That was the first verse, and then I cheated a bit because I didn't do the middle bit where he goes like, "Girl, I want your love was handmade for somebody like me." I didn't do that bit because I had time constraints because, Ed, I think he was drinking heavily or something and he needed calming down. So I just did the first verse and the chorus.
Well, I think it's beautiful.
Well, we'll see how Ed responds.
I think he'd respond favourably. He might even do a cut up and send it back.
Yeah, that would warm my heart. After this broadcast we got home and Ed has emailed me a cut up of the semantic poem, then that'd be
wonderful.
Yeah, I can just go to bed then and think today's been a good day.
We have about 5 minutes left on the time, I think.
Shall we play some more?
Play another track, but I think before we do, should we play another track and then do admin? Everyone loves admin.
Yeah.
Everyone loves admin. You're supposed to do jingles on the radio, aren't you? So I'm just going to start doing them with my voice.
Well, apocalypse art. This is the future.
Yeah, it's the future. Everything. The future is minimal. Should we play another track?
Yeah. And what is this?
So, this is another song by Latch, I think, if I've got this right. If not, well, I don't know, and it's a great surprise. But so this is another song off the Calm Before, which is called George at Coney, which is about when George Harrison went to Coney Island, or when they were on tour or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Did George Harrison have a nice time on Coney Island?
I think it was about him having a nice time.
Oh, good.
It's because Latch is a New Yorker, so that's why he wrote this, because he found it.
A song about George Harrison having a rotten time at Coney Island wouldn't be so great.
Maybe he went and hated it, but I don't know. But so you can bring up the thingamy. Here's another song by Latch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
George at Coney, alone but not lonely, sitting on the beach, black boots in the sand, walking the boardwalk, board of the big top, under the moonlight, 12 strings in his hand. took a chance and rode the F train out to the beach. While his manager did panic, George had a picnic, just his guitar, some ciggies, and the stars within reach. George at Coney, alone but not lonely, sitting on the beach, bare feet in the sand, walking the boardwalk, bored of the big talk, under the moonlight, 12 strings in his hand. George at Coney spent most his money on jelly beans, French fries, Coca-Cola. Spent his last dollar to hear himself holler while riding the Cyclone roller coaster. George at Coney, alone but not lonely, laughing at the waves, black boots in the sand, walking the boardwalk, bored of the big talk, under the moonlight, 12 strings in his hand. Eventually they found him, up they did round him, shuttled him back to the froth and the fray. And if you're ever lonely, just go out to Old Coney, sit quiet at night, you'll hear him play. George at Coney, alone but not lonely, laughing at the waves, bare feet in the sand, walking the boardwalk, bored of the big talk, under the moonlight, 12 strings in his hand.
So that was George at Coney by Latch from his album The Calm Before. Dom, you've got a weird, completely unexpected connection to Coney Island, haven't you?
Yes, I made the soundtrack to a film about some very famous sausages that rooted in Coney Island. Famous Nathan was the world's first, like the kind of seed from which grew all of the world's fast food chains. And there is a rather nice documentary made a few years ago by the grandson of Nathan Handwerker, who was the guy who opened the hot dog stand on Coney Island that became a international sensation and kick-started the kind of give birth to things like McDonald's and stuff, but
seems a lot more kind of friendly.
Yeah, it's very friendly. It's a very friendly, very charming, very beautiful documentary about bygone days and dangerous seeds and things, and all the way through it has my rather twinkly old music.
Oh, it's not twee.
It's a bit twee.
But was it the grandson that got in touch with you about that?
Yeah.
Of the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The grandson and his partner initially asking me to write a score, and then as what usually happens, I send the first pieces of score music, and they went, it's a little bit intense. Could we use use loads of your old music? And I said, write a film score without having to do any work. Well, all right. And there it is, and it's a lovely film, and I would highly recommend watching it.
It is a nice film. I did watch it. It was quite interesting to think of. I like these people, but it's ended up in what came next after in the fast food.
Yes. And what toy came free in the box.
That's probably we're pretty much wrapping up, aren't we?
So we should say come to Nibiru at Hackney Baths on December the 15th. If you would like to be involved in this production, then you can get in touch with us on avanthardcollective@gmail.com. We want you, and naturally, you want to be in our show as well, because it will be, I promise, it's like nothing else you've ever seen before, and it's a lot of fun, and it's noisy, and we can all also talk and have fun and plan exactly what we're going to do at the apocalypse, and what the future of the world and our art will be. And also come to Deprestival Presents on the
14th of November.
14th.
And then again on the 12th of December. And Goody Pals are playing that one as well on the 12th of December.
Yes, you can expect probably animated graphic scores and radical computer music.
It's a lot of fun. It's good.
It will be
very good.
It will be marvellous. We're talking about all these new forms, but we persevere and we try to do things in the old forms.
They don't want us,
and they don't want us. And a while ago, we made what I think is a fantastic pop record. I've been making pop music for like my whole life, and I'm nearly 40 now. And I used to be kind of successful. I used to get airplay on all the radio stations and on the BBC and things. It doesn't happen anymore. And we're doing the best things we've ever done. And so since no one else on radio anywhere in the world is playing our magnificent new pop single "Valerian Barocik is Dead," I figured we will play our magnificent new pop single on our own radio show because, hey, it's the future.
But also because then I don't have to drone on even more about...
This is true, and it's quite long. It's like 6 minutes. We can just stand in silence for the next 6 minutes and lament.
Yeah. I'm always lamenting. Yeah. Anyway, that's a down note to finish on, isn't it? Pretty much. Yeah. But thank you for listening, and thank you to 199 Radio for having us, and Freddie, and it's been lots of fun. And look us up on Facebook if you use that website, or on the email, and various methods of communicating through different platforms that are all effectively the same. We are Avant-Hard Collective. I am Deprestival, or Lottie, and sorry, I just phased out there for a second. And this in front of me is
Ergophismis PLC, Dominic Robertson, your favourite friendly school teacher.
My middle name is Barry as well. You can also use that one. Do you want to play the song?
This is Valerian Barocik is Dead, which is the number one pop single that stayed at number one for about 20 weeks. But you haven't heard it because you live in the wrong dimension. You should come and live in the super cool dimension, because this is what it sounds like. And like we said, no one else will play it, so we might as well.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Have a nice time.
Of absent heads for anything can be our bed. The slugs twined into florid curls, where naughty boys and naughty girls are creeping through the sticky weed and tearing clothes despondently. A glimpse of flesh the sun reflects on anything that is erect. And certainly the cosmos thrums on everyone's exquisite bones. Yes. And life is grand and sweet. Remember your intertwines between your fingers, twirling you unaware. The lawn is still mixed with your hair.
My hair.
If Venus was a gardener, I'd steal her red apples and I'd give them all to you.
Thank you very much.
You are profane, you are botanical. You combine me up in manacles.
You're bad.
Let us do all the satanicals, because lest we forget. Nobody wants you to have a nice time. Have a nice time before you die, and make sure your friends have a nice time before they die.